this is the circular motion. Okay, if a particle is going in a circular path, what is the meaning of circular motion actually? Circular motion definition is if a particle is moving along a path such that distance of the particle from a fixed point is constant. This is the important. From a fixed point is constant. Distance of the particle from a fixed point is constant. That fixed point only we take it as what? We call it as center. Center is the fixed point. Okay, na? From the center, distance of the particle is always constant. So if particle goes to here, even if particle is going to here, the distance of the particle from the fixed point is constant. So that constant distance only we call it as what? Radius. Now see, if you are drawing a vector from center to particle, that we call it as radius vector. This direction we call it as what? Radial direction. Okay, it's called as radial direction. Radial direction means along the radius. And tangent, I think in mathematics you have done. If you are drawing the tangent to the point, one point on the circle, it's called as tangential direction. So for circular motion there will be two directions. One is called as radial direction, other one is called as tangential direction. Okay, na? So like that, as the particle is moving, what happens to radius vector? As the particle moves from here to here, suppose this is the particle now. Initially at time is equal to 0, particle is here. Time is equal to 0, particle is here. Now at time is equal to t, particle is here. It's moving now. In what sense it is rotating? We call it a sense of rotation. Sense of rotation is anti-clockwise. So then whatever be the angle turned by the radius vector. See, initially this is the radius vector. Now this is the radius vector. Okay, na? So radius vector is turned. As the particle is moving, the radius vector will turn something like this. You can see there. So you can see the angle turned. Okay, na? So don't see the velocity direction, force direction. Red one is the velocity direction, green one is the force direction. Don't see that. You see that angle turned. This is the radius vector. Line joining the particle and center is the radius vector. So this is the angle turned, green one. Okay, na? So that angle turned we call it as what? Angular displacement. But remember, if I am taking the small angular displacement, the particle is moving from A point to B point. Okay, na? So then this is the R bar and this is the R bar. Let us say as the particle is moving from A to B, it will cover very small angle, let us say d theta. Very small angular displacements are vectors. So d theta is small angular displacement. Small angular displacement. So this we take it as what? Vector quantity. Then what is the angular velocity? So again, angular velocity is nothing but angle rotated by time taken. Very simple language. But velocity and accelerations are not proper terms. We have either average acceleration and average velocity, or as instantaneous acceleration or instantaneous velocity only. So you should not call it as simply velocity, you should not call it as simply acceleration, you should not call it as simply power. Okay, these are not meaningful terms. Okay, if you get meaningful term, you have to keep average or instantaneous before. Clear? Okay, so similarly angular velocity is not a complete term, so we have to go with average angular velocity. So in kinematics, I think you have seen average velocity, that's called as average linear velocity. Now I am talking about average angular velocity. Average angular velocity we represent with what term? Omega term, which is angle rotated or total angular displacement. Whenever average, you have to go with the total term. Total time taken is called as average angular velocity. Just like average linear velocity is total displacement by total time taken. Similarly, we have one more angular velocity, that's called as instantaneous angular velocity. What are the instantaneous angular velocities? So either average or instantaneous, we represent angular velocity with omega only, but things will be different. Small angular displacement by means we are considering the very small time interval. In the small time interval, what the angular displacement is? Angular displacement is small. From A to B, time taken is dt, and what the displacement is? d theta. d theta is the displacement, time taken from A to B is dt. So then what is the angular velocity taken right now? Small angular displacement by small interval of time. Means time interval is very close to 0. So that means we are talking about a particular instant. So we are talking about angular velocity at this place. or at this instant only. We don't bother about remaining part of the circular motion. We are talking about purely this interval of time or at this instant, at this place. So that's why it's called as instantaneous. I think you understood now. What is the small angular displacement? d theta by dt. So as we are taking, this is vector quantity, angular velocity I am writing as vector now. Angular velocity I am writing as a vector quantity, omega bar. Okay na? So instantaneous velocity, instantaneous angular displacement or instantaneous angular velocity, we can take it as vector quantity, but not average. Average is not a vector quantity. Average we take it as a scalar actually. So same angular velocity, but two different behaviors. One place it is a scalar, as other place it's a vector. So that's why it comes under tensor category. So you can see here angular displacement. This is the angular displacement. Okay. What is the condition for circular motion? Condition for circular motion. Okay. To make the particle in a circle or to make the particle to move in a circle, the condition is the always velocity and force should be perpendicular to each other. So whenever velocity is always perpendicular to force, once you are applying the force perpendicular to velocity, let us see example. Suppose one particle is moving, I am applying the force perpendicular to it, then what will happen? It will take turn. It will take turn and its velocity direction changes. As the velocity direction changes, I need to change my force direction also in such a way that again force is perpendicular to velocity. So like that particle again it will turn and it will have velocity again, and I am applying the force perpendicular to velocity again. See, along with the particle I am also changing my force. I am always keeping my force perpendicular to velocity. So whenever you are achieving this condition, whenever force is always perpendicular to velocity, then automatically the particle will go in a circular path. Okay na? So we'll go back to the same place. Okay na? So that's why I wrote V bar is always perpendicular to force, then particle goes in circular motion. So that is the condition. But little it will differ once we see the remaining things also. So one force should be perpendicular to velocity. And not only this direction is radial, this direction we call it as normal also. See, these are the different terminologies in the question. They will try to confuse you. Okay, that's called as normal, that's called as radial, okay, and perpendicular direction we call it as tangential. Velocity will be along the tangential direction. Okay, force is along the radial, which is towards the center. Okay, the force acting towards the center is, we call it as force which acts towards the center. It's called as centripetal force, which is perpendicular to velocity. Yeah, already we have done also. Work done by centripetal force is always 0. Power developed by centripetal force is always 0. So these things we have seen. Because centripetal force and velocity are perpendicular to each other. Centripetal force is equal to mv square by r. Okay, where v is the speed, tangential speed. Okay, mass of the particle, r is the radius. So centripetal force always equal to mv square by r. Let us see. This is the one place where particle is having the velocity tangentially and acceleration is towards the center. This is the center. Okay. So acceleration is towards the center, which we call it as centripetal acceleration. So why acceleration will be towards the center? Okay. So acceleration is nothing but change in velocity. So I can write down what? I will take 2 points. 2 points in the circular path. Let us say this is the A point. I am taking the very close point B. There are 2 points I am taking. Okay. So this is the one point and this is the other point. A and B. Very close points I am taking. If I am connecting, this angle is very small, d theta. So but I am drawing as a bigger diagram so that everybody can see it and understand. So this is the A point and this is the B point in the circular path. What this angle is? This angle is d theta, very small angle, but diagram is bigger one to see. And how the velocities are? Here velocity is tangential, which is perpendicular. Here also velocity is tangential, which is perpendicular to the radius. Am I right or not? Velocity is always perpendicular to radius. This is radius. This is O is the center. O is the center. OA is radius. OB is also radius. Radial lines. So then what is the angle between these two velocity vectors? If I am extending this line, so what is the angle between these two lines? What is the angle? This is 90. even this is also 90. Opposite angles will be 180. So it's some quadrilateral. Okay, so this is d theta. Then what is this angle goes to? This angle goes to 180 minus d theta. Opposite angle should be 180. Geometry we are using. Okay, na? That means what is the angle between these two lines? Then it should be d theta. Okay, na? Now keep this velocity vector over here. Then you will get the diagram something like this. This is the one velocity vector v bar whose magnitude is v, and this is another velocity vector v bar whose magnitude is v only, but direction is v bar in this way. Direction of v bar is changed. What is the angle between them is d theta. All of you okay? This is the initial velocity and this is the final velocity. See once. Now what is the acceleration stands for? Acceleration stands for dv bar by dt, instantaneous. Am I right? Instantaneous. So as I am taking the very small angular displacement, small angle theta rotated, and what is that? Small time it has taken from A to B. Okay. So then dv bar I can write down as final velocity minus initial velocity by dt. Final velocity and initial velocity. What is the final velocity? Velocity at B point is final velocity. Velocity at A point is initial velocity. Final velocity minus initial velocity by dt will be the acceleration. Then what is the direction of acceleration? Direction of acceleration is resultant of v final, okay, v final and minus of v initial. Resultant of v final minus of v initial. So this is the initial velocity vector. What is the minus of v initial? Minus of v initial will be something like this. This is the v bar. Okay, na? So you can say that minus vi bar. Okay, na?